Do you know one of the biggest mistakes I see agents make when they're working with buyers? Let's talk about it. Hey everybody, it's Rosemary Lewis, your educator agent with eXp Realty, and here I am back again with another video to support the real estate community. So if you are one of my realtor friends, be sure that we are connected on social. I am Rosemary the Realtor on Instagram, and y'all, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and click the bell, because when I share information like this tip that I'm about to share, trust me, it's going to be a moneymaker. And even more than that, it's really going to help you improve your business. So let's hop into it. So, like many of you, I have heard and I believe the oldage in real estate for real estate agents is that if you list, you last. We know that listings are the goal and listings are the name of the game. However, many of us, when we enter into the business, it's a little easier to attract buyers from the beginning. It's not impossible to attract listings, but there are more buyers. And a lot of us have entered, like I know I entered into the business pretty much as a buyer's agent. So there is a lot of opportunity with buyers. My first 2 years in the business, I primarily served buyers, and I broke well over 6 figures each time. So while I believe if you list, you last, I do want to tell you that there is a lot of opportunity with buyers, but I see agents making a big old mistake, and I want to help you avoid that mistake. So, do you know what it is? I'm going to tell you. Many agents put so much energy and effort into creating a listing presentation where we, show all the bells and whistles. We show exactly what we're going to do, while we're the perfect person for you to choose in order to sell your home through. But many agents don't take that same care and effort for a buyer's presentation. So you heard me right. You need a buyer's presentation. Once I figured this out, and let me tell you how I figured it out, because I figured out that I would get a buyer, I would get them pre-approved, we would start going through the process. There would be so many questions that would come up that I kind of sort of thought I hit during the consultation, but obviously I did not do a great job. So what I ended up doing was I created a buyer's presentation. I used Google Sheets, and then later on, one of my friends helped me make it a little fancier on Canva. And quite honestly, y'all, on each one of my slides, I'm sorry, I didn't use Google Sheets, I used Google Slides. On each one of my slides, I literally explain how, first slide is I explain how an agent will help you, and I insert myself there. And exactly from there, every slide, I just kind of go through what the purchasing process looks like in the state that I'm in. And what I have found is that providing that immense value up front, number one, it solidifies me as an expert with my client, because let's face it, everyone else is just saying, hey, you got a pre-approval, come on, let's go shopping. But I'm taking the time, I'm taking an hour to an hour and a half from the very beginning to explain exactly what the process looks like. So automatically they revere me as an expert. Also, it gives an opportunity to answer questions and set expectations based on what the market looks like, all the way down to what they can expect when it's time to show a property or availability. Taking that time and having that presentation up front gives me the opportunity to answer questions before they are even asked, and to set up the expectation, which has made for a much better relationship and much better response from my buyers. And then also, y'all, when I take the time, and I do this with every single buyer, taking that time up front, I can't even think of one time that I have gotten pushback on a buyer signing my buyer representation agreement, because they see from that very first interaction exactly what an asset I will be to their business. And here's the next one. I get to address the commission reduction thing right in that presentation, right? Because when I present myself as a professional, if they do have a question about will I reduce my commission, it's not on the fly. I don't have to think of a crazy answer. And I will post, I did a video about reducing commission. I'll post that and let you know how I handle it. But what I notice is that when I give so much value up front, I rarely have anyone asking me if I will reduce my commission, because they can see, because of the effort that I'm putting into our presentation, that I am the right person for the job. So y'all, I encourage you to sit down, take a couple of days, not even a couple of days, take a couple of hours out of your day, create a buyer presentation just like you would a listing presentation, and start presenting it to your buyers, to your future buyers. And I promise you, you will see so much fruit from this small seed that you plant. So actually, y'all, I have a student in a course that I just taught, Agent Education Academy. It's gonna relaunch in a couple months. And in the course, I go a little bit into more depth about this buyer presentation, and I actually go through and do a training on it. And a couple of the agents who took the course with me actually did the presentation. The feedback that they have received from the buyers that they have done the presentation for has been tremendous. And where they had hesitancy to sign their buyer representation agreements or even to commit to them, all of that is null and void with the buyer presentation. So I am encouraging you to incorporate this in your business. And please, once you do, hop into comments. Tell me, how are you wowing your customer? How are you wowing your buyers and your sellers so that they know you are the perfect person for the job? Now, if you made it to the end of this video and you are not subscribed to my channel, what are you doing with your life? Go ahead and subscribe. And like I said, click the bell so that you are notified every single time. And if you would like my 10 habits for highly successful real estate agents, rosemarylewis.com/freebie, that'll be in your inbox in just a moment. Y'all have a good one and see you next week.